let us take a look at some book covers for Leo Walmsley. And here they are, in no particular order, in a virtual gallery, all blown up to fill those large wall canvases. So, where to begin? Right. Three Fevers. This is from the 1946 republication by Collins, showing the striking red pantile roofs of Robin Hood's Bay. This title was Leo's first novel set in a village, which he called Bramblewick. The cover for this 1944 autobiography, So Many Loves, was taken from Leo's own drawing of the slipway at Bramblewick, from which the fishing cobbles were launched and landed. He was living in Wales at the time, and what is believed to be his initial drawing was actually on the wall of the barn where he was writing. There's a photo somewhere. Oh, there it is. Love in the Sun was first published in 1939, and this is the 1955 Collins Fontana paperback edition. The story is about Leo and his girlfriend's time living in an old army hut in Fowey, Cornwall. Even in modern times, I think it's still rather attractive and must have been a good seller. And in contrast, here is the 1969 Fontana edition. A bit misleading really, because the story is not set in the permissive 60s. No, it's set in the permissive 30s. And here's the latest 2011 edition by the Walmsley Society. As far as I can remember, in total this book has gone through 16 editions and is still selling. It's a bit of an adventure story with the expected highs and lows. The idea with this design was to attract a modern audience, and it shows the couple, Leo and Margaret, walking hand in hand with their cat Chewy towards their future. This was the book's very first cover design, painted by Margaret. So, to the professional book dealers out there, this is what the first edition looks like. Sally Lunn from 1937 is one of the Bramblewick trilogy, though in reality the village features in, I think, 8 of Leo's books. This one is actually a novel, but based on the people he'd previously written about, the Lunn family. The cover of this Society 2014 edition shows a rather smart, confident young woman, Sally Lunn, against a backdrop of the piers at Whitby. Sound of the Sea, Leo's second book about his childhood in Robin Hood's Bay. The cover for this first edition in 1959 was designed by Barbara Jones. The dog breed is indeed a mystery. This is the Walmsley Society edition from 2010, showing the young Leo, his dog and fishing cane looking out towards Ravenscar, or High Bats as he calls it in his books. This is a 1996 copy published by Smith Settle. It's attractive and quite detailed, with a lot going on in there. Here's the Society's 2019 edition that uses a painting by Leo's father, the artist James Ulrich Walmsley. Foreigners was Leo's first book about his childhood. In the very last years of the 19th century, it was his third book written whilst roughing it in Fowey, and was published in 1935. This is the Society's second edition from 2020. Master Mariner came out in 1948, a novel with fictional characters and set in Bramblewick. The design was by Kenneth Rowntree, and here we can see Kenneth Rowntree's original artwork. And the 2011 Society cover. This was taken from an Ulrich Walmsley painting. Invisible Cargo, 1952, a travelogue describing Leo's visit to South American oil fields, that's right. This edition is from 2021. Phantom Lobster, the book that followed Three Fevers in 1933. This was the Society's second printing in 2017. We should be coming across the first edition cover somewhere in here, which is quite rare. A Penguin edition of Foreigners from 1944. There were quite a few of those. Now, this is the first edition Phantom Lobster cover, complete with dust jacket. Just a bit special. It has survived over 92 years. Okay, so it's plain and rather functional, but this is what the publisher Jonathan Cape did with Leo's books. This is the 1992 Three Fevers from Smith Settle, published alongside Phantom Lobster and Sally Lunn to form the Bramblewick trilogy, just in time for the lavish centenary celebrations that year. The Happy Ending, 1957, and another Barbara Jones design. The story covers the family's time in Wales during the early 1940s. And it was republished by the Walmsley Society in 2013. The cover depicts the 6 main aspects of the story: a water wheel, wartime evacuees, farming, writing, that's Leo's actual typewriter you can see there, building a lake by which to power the water wheel, and haymaking. Barbara Jones also did this design for the Golden Water Wheel, 1954, the book that comes before the Happy Ending. This 2021 edition of Fisherman at War is based on the 1941 cover, and the book is experiencing renewed interest. Flying and Sport in East Africa. Leo's description of his experiences as an observer with the Royal Flying Corps during World War I, and for which he was awarded the Military Cross. This was published in 1920, and the cover was painted by his father. Superb. Paradise Creek, 1963. The story is set in Fowey in the 1950s, and the design for this was by Gillian Willett. The Walmsley Society's 2011 edition. It was meant to pair with the Love in the Sun cover of the same year, using the same blue and silhouettes of the figures. They represent a childminder and Leo's 5 children. These 2 titles are known as his Cornish novels. And finally, Angler's Moon from 1965, the year before he died. This is the Society's paperback edition from 2008, showing an oil painting of the bay, with the Ravenscar headland beyond. It was not painted from a photograph, but some years afterwards my family was staying by the old rocket house in the village, and the view from an upstairs window was what you see in the painting. Now that's life imitating art. And there we have it, just a small selection of the many dozens of cover designs that adorn the books by Leo Walmsley. Thanks for watching.